fans? What's going on? Welcome back to another edition of the evolution of Sports Talk Television here live on NSPN. And, of course, I love St. Pete. It's the Sports Web. Good afternoon to you. We got a special edition, and this is why the flamethrower, he's coming back here to the Sports Web live from the Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. Alex Fleming, flamethrower, welcome back to the evolution of Sports Talk Television. What's going on today, my friend?
It's been a long time, Mr. Blake. How you doing? I want to tell everybody in St. Petersburg, Tampa, and everyone watching your show in beautiful Florida, this is what Canton, Ohio looks like. I'm feet away from Terrell Davis and Andre Reed. It's been a smorgasbord of NFL legends, and I'm just living my best life. How are you, Mr. Blake?
I am doing great, my friend, and we've been seeing some of the coverage. We saw the Mike Tomlin interview. I wish I was out there with you so we could get the evolution. We could have our mics and set up. But, my friend, we got plenty of time to do that. So tell me about your experiences here and tell me about some of the athletes that you've met, my friend. You're Mr. Hollywood this week.
I wouldn't know about Mr. Hollywood. We started off a little bit grisly on Wednesday. Met some people here and there. Got to walk on Tom Benson Field. It's called Tom Benson Field because he donated $10 million to the field and $1 million towards insurance benefits for the players. After that, Warren Moon yesterday morning, and let's see here. Got to speak with Mike Tomlin, Mason Rudolph. Met a couple people from ESPN. They want to know who the hell I was. You know, he asked some good questions over there. After that, we had the enshrinement. As a matter of fact, the gentleman that is with me, John Shear, got to meet Ezekiel Elliott. Got to speak with Steve Weich. Met a lot of good reporters and editors. Orlando Ledbetter, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Got to see Peyton Manning. Spoke with Warren Moon. I think I mentioned that. John Lynch. The parade was this morning. If you look at NSPN and check out some of the footage that we have from this morning, we got about an hour and 30 minutes of footage of NFL Hall of Famers coming down in Corvettes and Jeeps in the parade. So, yeah, you never know what you'll find on NSPN because we got top-notch quality content. And unlike other stations, we're here in Ohio. How about that?
Yeah, how about that? And, of course, what you're watching right now, yes, this is live. I've gotten text messages right now. We are live from the Pro Football Hall of Fame from Canton, Ohio. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with the flamethrower himself, Mr. Alex Fleming of the Florida Sun Review, of course, a part of the NSPN network here. So talk about Moon. What did you learn from this guy? I mean, of course, Hall of Famer, put up so many numbers, and I really feel like, Alex, he kind of gets overlooked. Why do you think that is?
Well, I have two famous Hall of Famers in front of me, in Terrell Davis and Andre Reed. Andre Reed is nothing but a professional, a classman, a showman, and Terrell Davis is actually advertising his new product, Defy, so that you can regenerate, get back on the field, and recover faster. It's more than water. It's better than vitamin water. I'm doing advertising for him for free. This has been a humbling experience here at the Hall of Fame Museum because there's so much history. There's so much knowledge to be known. There's jerseys from certain games that have been played that are now commemorative inside of the Hall of Fame Museum. And it's just been a celebration of football and coming together. And I love it.
Yeah, I definitely love it too, my friend. And I tell you right now, it looks like a festive atmosphere, if you will. Why isn't the Sports Web in Canton? Because the Sports Web didn't join up with NSPN until late there. Tribal troll, Mr. Roger Shue. I'll go ahead and give it to you because that's what you want. But we will figure this situation out. With that being said, Alex Fleming, there was talk of Tom Brady possibly being around there. Any sightings of Tom Brady? And, of course, Bruce Arians.
That's not talk. That's fact. I believe after practice today, Mr. Brady will be flying in, but he'll be going in through the back doors. The Hall of Fame committee has done an excellent job of keeping things under wrap and being at least 2 steps ahead of all of the fans. And let me tell you, there's a lot of fans here. There's a spot not too far from me where you can get memorabilia signed if you pay $100. People are bringing crates of material, of NFL material. I got to meet the great Russell X. Baxter here. Now, you may not or recognize the name, but he worked with Chris Berman, who I met yesterday, by the way, and with the NFL Live crew early in the 90s and into the 2000s. It's been very humbling and it's been settling. And Chris Berman gave me some excellent advice. If you're good, eventually people will find you. Don't give up your craft because you'll never forgive yourself. So, you know what? Peter, you and I, we need to keep pushing because I think we're close.
Well, you know me, man, and I definitely think we're close here on NSPN, of course, the Next Gen Sports Media Network, and on I Love St. Pete. Here looks like Andre Reed is in front of you. Of course, you've got Owens. Who have you seen anybody else? Have you talked to anybody else besides a Warren Moon there with Hall of Famers? I know you went to a dinner last night. How was that?
Help me out here. Let me see. Who have I met? Charles Woodson, Warren Moon, Peyton Manning, Marvin Harrison, Joe Buck, Edgerrin James, John Lynch, Drew Pearson, Coach Tom Flores, Terrell Davis, John Randall, Mel Blunt, Mr. Reed. I've met so many people. I'm forgetting a couple. I really, truly have.
Well, I tell you right now, I feel like you need somebody to hold that camera for you. You need to get into that camera scene there because it looks like it's Andre Reed. I've interviewed him before. He's a good interview. He's definitely a good interview. Didn't get a chance to interview Charles Woodson. This was last year, of course, during the Super Bowl. So with that being said, let's just talk general football at this point. What did you think of that game on Thursday night? The highest drawing it's had in the last 4 years for Fox and for preseason football. Very encouraging, but not necessarily the most exciting game, right?
I'll be completely honest with you. I was thrilled to be there, and I'm happy that football's back. Now, past that game was awful, basura. Very bad offensive display. Not that good defense. Once Claypool left the building, there wasn't a lot of deep threat balls. I love the fact that Dobbs came in and demanded that offense. He got that offense moving late in the fourth quarter. Mason Rudolph, I expect him and James Washington to be traded because you know what? They just don't have excellent chemistry when it comes to the team. But I have to be ready because my chance is coming up in just a couple of seconds.
All right, my friend. So we'll just we'll keep it here right now. What you're watching is a special edition of the Sports Web live from Canton, Ohio. Of course, I'm back here in Tampa Bay. All the fun is happening there right now with the Pro Football Hall of Fame. You know, I've always said here, Alex, that there's one thing you got to do in life. You got to go to every NFL stadium, every college stadium, and of course, you've got to go to the Mecca of football, and that's Canton, Ohio. Tell me something you didn't know before you got to Canton this week.
Before I got to Canton, I knew that it started with an original 14 teams. I was unaware that it started with 14 teams in 1920, that the McCaskies saved the Green Bay Packers, that 1933 was the year that Carr thought that we need to expand all of these grass fields into stadiums, that the Rooney Rule was inducted by multiple teams because multiple teams saw that there was a need and sense of urgency to have more coaches that didn't look like the norm. I love the fact that they have the gear from the first female referee in the Super Bowl. That's already here. Terrell Davis's record year numbers are here. There's a symposium to where rookies who broke the lines like Corey Dillon and Mike Anderson for rushing records. Gosh, there is the Tampa Bay Bucks Super Bowl ring wasn't here on Wednesday. It was brought in yesterday, and it's beautiful, and it outshines all of the other rings, and it's got its own story about it. The 319 diamonds with the 8 diamonds on the side, with the 4 opponents that they beat in order to get it. Oh, they gave it so much love. I think I'm getting ready. Just a second.
All right, so we'll continue here. We'll keep it here, and we'll see what happens with our own Alex Fleming of NSPN. This is what you get here. You never know. You just got to watch for the sign of the evolution of sports talk television. And if sports media is going to evolve, it's going to evolve with the evolution of sports talk television, the sports web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Mr. Flamethrower himself. By the way, I gave him that nickname. Mr. Alex Fleming of the Florida Sun Review, giving us a live look here with Owens and other Hall of Famers. Ohio, we got Terrell Davis right there.
Hanging out with Andre Reed and Terrell Davis. All downhill. We're here with Operation Gridiron in the dirt zone. Sir, can you tell us why you're here? You just said Operation Gridiron. Operation Gridiron. I got a bunch of charities that I support, man, so I get confused from time to time. But we're here to support the military. And it's really like they say, why? Well, my affinity for the military, anybody's ever seen me play, you know, at this time, so that was based on the idea that my respect for our military, anybody who goes out there to sacrifice for the right country, freedoms, I have utmost respect for it. So that was basically my tribute to the military and to my sports team. And it also gave us kind of the mentality of being so played. And to this day, most people know me by my high school belts. And that's not accidental. And to this day, I still support a lot of our military organizations. So that's kind of what I do. And I do it because, again, it makes me feel good. It's the right thing to do. I see you're holding your product there, the fly. Can you tell us a little bit about this, sir? Yeah, so the fly is our performance brand that's made. It's built for any kind of athlete, professional athletes, weekend warriors, so that don't matter. But our company, we're black-owned, woman-owned, and veteran-owned. That's good. Yeah, so portions of the proceeds of every bottle sold, we give back to charities. And one of our charities is the Disabled American Veteran Charity. So everything we do, we have something extra we're giving back. We also give back to the Center for African American Health and the National Association of Women Business Owners. So we're a small business, so support our brand. We're nationwide. This price right now, about water is 9.5 pH alkaline, ionized water, the best on the market. So when you buy water, you support the charities and you support small business. One last question I'll leave you be, Mr. Davis. Tom Flores, first minority coach, as a player, assistant, and head coach to win the Super Bowl. Does his legacy mean anything in regards to the future of the NFL? I think representation says a lot, right? First Hispanic coach to be trying to Pro Football Hall of Fame. Now you have all these young men, young women, people who maybe didn't think it was possible to coach, right? Hispanic kids are saying, you know what, I can't coach. He's showing you it can be done, it can be possible. Not only can you coach, but you can be a Hall of Fame coach. That's what I mean. When you ever see something, you know, like even where you're a woman or whoever it is, you don't see people out there doing what you want to do. That look like you. It makes it difficult. It's almost like that door is shut. So now he just opened up a lot of doors for a lot of people. And that's what it's about. I want to thank you for your time, Mr. Davis. Anytime. Hydrate. Alex Fleming, John Shear, NSP Sideline Sports, define, hydrate the right way with Mr. Terrell Davis. Right. We get a good picture of
All right, good stuff there. You've seen our own Alex Fleming right there. We'll get.
So, Pete, how was that?
That was good. We definitely need to get a little bit closer so we can hear a little bit more of that. We're gonna get you a lavalier mic or something, my friend. But good stuff there from Mr. Davis himself. Who else do you got lined up?
I think that's about as close as I can get.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you just now. Yep, I can hear you, my friend. Yep, I can
can't hear him.
I can hear you. Hold on.
Yeah, I can't hear him. What happened?
I don't know what happened.
Well, I'm saying I can't hear him.
Hear me? All right, stand by here. Sometimes tech issues happen. Of course, out on the field, what you're watching right now is a special edition of the Sports Web. Let's go back into, well, he's gone then. So we were just ended off there. We may come back later. You never know what's going to happen. Watch for the sign. Again, sports media is evolving. And of course, it's got to evolve with the evolution of sports talk television. Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll have Alex Fleming most likely later from the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. Do 3 things for me on this Saturday afternoon broadcast. Bring your passion. Bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. I'm your host, Peter Blake. See you later.